This is John with Central Classic Cars. Today we're going to go through the 1974 T1 bus. We had done a previous video on kind of how the restoration was done, but we're actually going to do a close-up video and kind of talk about the condition of the car itself, go through the details of the engine, look underneath, look at the interior, and show you all the details of this awesome car. Now we're going to go through an in-depth synopsis of all the details of this car. This is a 74 Type 2 T1 that's been modified from the original. We've got some documentation of the restoration process. The restoration on this car is spectacular, and it is not an original 21 window bus, but with that said, it's been restored. All the pieces, all the finishes on this car are better than they were when they were originally done. There's thousands of hours worth of work in these cars, and there's no disputing these cars have been restored to an extremely high level, and we're extremely proud to show them to you. I know we get a lot of questions about the cars from Brazil, but with that said, these cars have quality control parameters put in place. They're designed for the road and for people to have a lot of fun with them, and that's what we want to bring to the public. So we'll start out and talk about the top of the car, and I'll work my way down and talk about some of the features of these T1s. This 74 has 2 luggage racks put on it. These are custom fabricated pieces by the manufacturer down in Brazil. There's wood grain on both of the luggage racks. The tops on the entire car were cut out and measured with a CAD system to make sure that everything was evenly cut out properly. The sunroof on this car slides back and forth wonderfully. It is in spectacular shape. The whole combination of the luggage rack, the sunroof, the windows, all that ties together, and it just makes it look spectacular. So as we move from the top section with those windows up top and move into this lower section where you have the windows along the side cab of the car, all the chrome pieces, all the rubber seals, everything has been reassembled or taken out of the original, and new pieces have been put in. One of the really spectacular pieces on the front of the car are those Safari windows. The Safari windows in order to pull those up, we've got to do a few things up front. And actually what we'll do is to open those up, you want to pivot these down, take the wiper blades down, and then lay those down on this rubber gasket here. And there are a couple metal clamps that need to be released on the inside of the window. And there are 2 releases. And those pull this up, and then they're tightened down here. And again, this is the same concept on both sides. All the rubber seals are brand new on this car. The wiper blades, the wiper motor, all those pieces are brand new. The color combination, as we've said before, is Lotus white with cobalt blue. The wiring system, it has a brand new wiring harness on it. The car has been converted to 12 volt. All the chrome finishes are very high quality. The door seals are very solid on this car. Just to give you a sound of how that door opens and closes. The paint job on this car is a 10 out of 10, undisputedly. It is a gorgeous paint job. As we've talked about in the past, it was completely stripped down to bare metal. A phosphate primer was put on, and then the paint was put on the car, and it is truly gorgeous. The tires are brand new on the car. The chrome VW tire covers are brand new all the way around, and all the little details on the bumpers just bring this restoration to the highest level, and it's truly spectacular. The car is completely disassembled, taken apart. After that, we sandblast the car. We replace any pieces or parts that are rusted out everywhere. I'm talking about underneath the car, anything on the doors, on the roof that needs to be replaced is completely redone. Now we're going to go through the rear section of the car. I'll open up the rear trunk, give you a little bit of a view of that. So this opens, and you can see just kind of how beautiful the interior of the trunk is. All the paint on the metal work is absolutely pristine. It's just all those pieces tied together make the car look at a very, very high level. Now that we've kind of looked at that, we'll take a look at the engine compartment. So now we're going to run through the engine on the car. The engine has been completely rebuilt. It is the original engine. It is a single port 1600cc motor with a new distributor, new carburetor, new belt. The engine was taken out of the car. The engine was completely disassembled, remachined, put back together, and put into the car. We've got some wonderful photos of that. The paint on the car is obviously carried into the interior of this bay, and then you've got the cobalt white with the two-tone that makes it really look beautiful. The engine with the rebuild has less than 50 miles on it. I mean, we've barely broken this thing in. It runs very well. It's got a brand new battery, brand new wiring harness. The fuel tank holds about 10 gallons of fuel, and it all together just ties in very nicely. One of the other cool features on this car is this awesome little ladder that climbs up to the top. It's all been fabricated, custom fabricated piece that the wood matches what's up on the luggage rack. It's the same metal that is contrasting on those luggage racks as well. It all ties together really nicely and just adds that extra feel. Really, really beautifully done. Now that we've gone through the exterior of the car, I'll talk a little bit about the interior. That cobalt white on the two-tone carries inside the car, and it keeps everything really bright and airy. You've also got white and gray on your seats. The radio is a Bluetooth radio that looks like an antique radio, and it keeps the vibe going through the entire car. It has an original German clock in it. All the chrome finishes just carry on throughout the car just like they did on the exterior. On the floors, the carpeting, actually underneath the carpeting is all that cobalt white and is extremely solid as well. It just goes to show that no piece of this paint was left uncovered, and it really carries through nicely. The windows on the inside have the same beautiful look to them as they do from the outside. The headliner is white, and it really is a nice airy feel on the interior of this car. It's just very beautiful. Now that we're in the rear of the car, we're going to open up the sunroof and just show you how awesome this is. To open this up, you just pivot that one latch, and it's really strongly recommended that you just pull this together with two hands. It is a manual process. Sitting in the back of this awesome bus is with the sunroof open. It's so beautiful. We've got this wind protector that pivots up. You've got all this custom woodwork on the rear section of the car. This is all brand new upholstery here. The seats are still covered up. I haven't opened up that yet. Underneath, just like in the front of the car, all this metal is in extremely solid shape and is coated with that same the Lotus white paint. This is a 9-passenger. It's coded as a 9-passenger van. It's such a beautiful car. Really, with all these touches in it, it's a fun car to cruise around in and take some people with you. The car is a 4-speed manual transmission, monocarburated 1600cc motor. Again, the car's motor has been completely disassembled, remachined and put back together. All the brakes, the drums, everything is brand new. It frankly is barely broken in. It's all brand new parts.
Thanks again for checking out today's video. If you have any questions about these cars, please drop them in the comment section. We'll be glad to go through them with you. Also, subscribe to the channel. We're going to have 2 separate videos about these cars. Check us out on Facebook and our website, centralclassiccars.com. This is John Michalak signing off.